Good evening, crafters and treasure hardies. How are you tonight? Um, this was kind of a last minute unplanned live, but I decided to just come on and say hello. And well, I wanted to kind of work on a project too. So I figured just turn on the cameras and let's just see who's here. So I did mention that I was going to do a little bit more, or was going to try and do more live sessions because of the fact that, well, I fell off the YouTube bandwagon and YouTube stopped or kind of kicked me off the bandwagon. So I need to, as we say in the industry or as creators, we need to get on the algorithm's radar. So because I stopped posting videos, um, it just wasn't getting promoted by YouTube very much. So kind of need to jump on that wagon again, get the train moving, you know. Hi, how are you guys? So tonight I am just gonna work on something. Well, yeah, let's just do our normal routine and see who's here, and then I'll explain what's gonna happen tonight. So, hello, Miss Teresa. Good evening, good evening. We got Chula Hickson here. Hi, Chula. And let's see, Tiffany Gary. Hello, hello. Hey, Kim, we missed you on Saturday. Hope everything went all right. Hi, Chris. Can't stay too long, but glad you made it for the time that you can stay. Remember the thumbs up. Thank you, Kim. Thank you for that reminder. Hey, Made by Misty. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Yes, let's see who else is here. Hi, Barb. How you doing? Hope everything is okay. Jackie is also here. You are in the YouTube corner. Okay. Hi, Crystal. Okay, so a couple of announcements. I am gonna post. There is gonna be a second Zoom coming up this month, in which I've been promising people for that. And if you've been following the series of Quilty Math videos that I've been kind of putting out there, I've been saying that I am going to host a second Zoom, and I forgot what day I set. Let me sneak at my calendar here really quick. So there will be a second Zoom. It is going to be on Sunday, I believe. Yes, it is on the 26th of this month. And it's going to be a 2-hour session starting at 12 noon Pacific time. So again, it's for people that need to ask questions. Maybe they didn't understand something that I was trying to explain on the video. So it's a live Q&A session. Now, if you have been joining the Zooms, like I know some of you have, and you want to just kind of come on and sew and just chat like we normally do with our normal shenanigans, you're more than welcome to do so. The information will be the same, and I will be sending out an email closer to that time frame. But again, if you are in need of help, or if you just need me to clarify certain things of what I said on those videos, this is your chance to ask those live questions. Hi, Crystal. Kim says, I'm fighting fibromyalgia flare, staying still and quiet. Ooh. Okay, prayer warriors, let's get some prayers in there for Kim, because fibromyalgia is not fun to deal with. That's right up there with the sciatic nerve pinch. Well, because of my diabetes, I do have nerve issues, shall we say. But I don't know if it's fibromyalgia. Maybe it is the same. I don't know. But it's just as painful. So you really want to keep still and not move around. I understand. So get better, Kim. But thank you for being here. Okay. Other housekeeping news. Yes, there is another video, part 2 of the first video that I originally planned. It has been posted. Some of you have caught it. and some of you have started asking questions. So again, an opportunity to ask your questions and get a live answer is the Zoom, but people have been emailing me. One person kind of emailed me because they were so embarrassed about the question since they were just starting their quilting journey. But I said, there's no embarrassment. They actually asked a very good question. So, yeah. Okay, what am I working on tonight? Our current weather issues aren't helping. Oh boy, is it still cold? I hope you feel better, Kim. So what am I gonna work on tonight? So these were just these were scraps that I had. I miscut this, but I'm gonna just do what I can with it for now. So I am planning on doing, or the block that I'm making is actually gonna kind of look like this, where there's one square here, there's a matching square here, and then there's that there. I did miscut this. This was actually supposed to extend all the way out, so I'm going to find this fabric again, or some similar fabric. I don't have any more white, and cut it to the right length. Or I might just actually just kind of do this, but whoops. Well, sorry about that. We'll see how this looks. I don't think it'll work, but I can always use these blocks for something else. Do I have any more of that? The intent was to actually have it so that it kind of looks like, oh, that's right. I got these 2.5-inch squares I can use. And I wasn't supposed to mention the size, but I just did. Haha. So I can just attach that for now. Actually, no, that's going to be the wrong size. Anyway, it was supposed to look like this. But in the rush of things, I kind of cut these into the wrong size. So I'll just sew or attach whatever I can, and we'll see how it looks afterwards. Well, actually, I can use that. Never mind. Not thinking straight. That's what happens when I rush. Okay, so I got a 4-patch there. Let's see. Kim says that she watched the second one yesterday, going to re-watch the first. She says we've had thunderstorms in line for more, and barometric pressure keeps changing, really messing with her RA, fibromyalgia, and sciatica. Oh boy, Kim, you are just a ball of health issues today. That's okay. We're here. You know what? I am not going to use this because this is pretty bad. So I'm just going to toss that one to the side and leave that for a rainy day. If you're wondering where my cutting mat is, I actually washed it and it's drying right now. Yes, you are supposed to wash your cutting mats. Would help to turn on the sewing machine. So, what is everybody up to tonight? Are we sewing anything special? And what happened to my bobbin? Already, I'm getting an issue. I know I didn't run out of bobbin, did I? Oh, yes, I did. Huh. I did not even know that. Okay, I do have my backup one here wound and ready to go. I guess I should have checked it before we started. Okay. I lost bobbin chicken. I lost bobbin chicken. Okay, let's draw the bobbin up. And why is it not coming up? Okay, something's wrong. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's load this in correctly. Oh, that's why. Got a bird's nest down here. There we go. And we'll load the bobbin in. There it is. Snap that shut. Okay. So put the foot down. Let's sew. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Now we got it squared away. Okay. I did not know you should wash a cutting board. Actually, well, it's not washing it. It's kind of just more or less taking a damp rag or a like a cloth and just kind of wiping it down. Because that, yeah, it's good to wash it every so often, or again, I shouldn't say wash it, but just wipe it down every so often, because believe it or not, it does get dirty. And especially if you're using, like I have a cutting mat that I have separate, that I use separately for crafting stuff, and that one in particular does get dirty because it's not fabrics that I'm not cutting just fabrics, but a whole lot of other stuff. Sometimes I spill paint over it, which it's okay to do. But again, just, just to keep it clean, to keep it moist, because if you don't, then it can potentially crack. I'm sorry, I know the light is flickering. I think I haven't resolved the power issue. Maybe I should just turn this off for now. Let's see. Kim Burr says she got 2 full rows of the Hunter Star sewn and didn't lose any points. Well, congratulations, Kim. Crystal says she is making a gift for a coworker. Hi, Gloria. 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 Da, 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 da. I should make a song for everybody. But then again, if I do that, we'd never get the live done. Let's see. Hi, Linda. I did buy a new sewing machine on Friday, but haven't had time to plug it in yet. Okay. Oh, what kind of sewing machine did you get, Linda? And where did you get it from? So I'm just finger pressing these back. Let's see. Chula Hickson says she did 2 quilts and then made a quilt for the dog. All today? Wow. And her sister is very pleased. Okay. Misty says, I'm finishing a few work emails and off to finish quilting and binding a sloth wall hanging for a friend. I'm curious, why a sloth? Is that an indication of the person that you're giving it to? Nah, that would be kind of mean. But that would be something I would do, though. Hello, Mozilla. Okay, I've whipped it out occasionally, especially when I start on my fabric. Oh, wiped it out. Wiped it down occasionally, especially when okay. Yeah. You know, if I'm starching fabrics, whenever I starch my fabric, especially if it's like a lot of yardage that I have to starch, I usually will lay down or I'll put a couple of towels down on top of whatever surface. That way I can just kind of spray the starch. And I don't use the aerosol sprays. What I noticed when I did use the aerosol sprays, you could actually aim it in certain directions. I just use a spray gun or a spray bottle that mists like these. And whenever I use these bottles, I notice that it just kind of goes all over because it's a fine mist and it just, even the wind will just blow it all over the place. So a lot of times I will take my fabric and if I'm starching it, I will go outside, just set up a folding table and just do it outside on a non-windy day. And that way I don't have to deal with the starch getting all over the place. So that's just what I do. Whoops. Okay. So Linda got a Baby Lux soprano from Sewabilities in Vegas. Ooh. Okay. And Misty says, no, that's what was requested. They're too cute. Love those smiling faces. Okay. I wouldn't first, well, if I needed to make an animal quilt, a sloth would not be the first thing, but I guess they are kind of cute. They have these incredible long talons, though, or like nails that I've seen. Okay, let's see if this works. It should work. It will work. What am I talking? I know the math behind it. See what I told you? I always get that song stuck in my head when I see Gloria. Hope you don't mind that, Gloria. Misty says, it's just a panel. I did a quick border and cross-hatch quilting. It would be done already if my boss wasn't such a pain. Yes, congratulations to Linda on her new baby lock. Okay, I might as well do this now. I don't know why I cut these squares off when I really shouldn't have. Oh, I got one more here. Didn't see that. Not a problem. Okay, let's choose a square here. We'll do 2 of these. I'm just finger pressing these back, but I really should press it. Oh, cut a little bit of the selvage there, but I'm not gonna worry about that. It's okay. Actually, I cut a lot of the selvage there. But this is just gonna be a sample quilt, so I'm not so worried about it. Okay. Yes, congrats, Linda. Today is 2 months with my new Juki. Woo! Congratulations, Misty. I should actually finger press this inward. And then I'll give you a glimpse as to what I'm looking at, or what I'm up to with this. Press this one out. You can kind of see it coming together. And I gotta get this one off. And then this can go on like that. Okay, now I do need to turn the iron on. Oh, wrong way. Press it in. I'll press this one in, so I can nest the seams there. Oh, seam flipped on me. Okay, there. Okay. And there we go. There's our block. So it's a 4 patch in the middle. Of course, I can always swap this out with something else. And I should have actually just made it as one long strip, but then I forgot that forgot to cut the other sides of the strip. So it's a strip or a rectangle here plus another square there, but there you can kind of see what the block will look like. Now the thing is, this block is going to go on point like that. So I'm just going to do the rest of the, well, I can do what I can with these. I can make one more block because I have enough squares here, so I'll do that. But the rest of the time, I'm just going to take these squares here and just make 4 patches out of them. And you'll get to see the whole quilt in the near future. So this, I mentioned this in the Quilty Math video where someone did make a request that we do, or that I have a video on how to do a block on point. That was the question that was emailed to me by the beginner. And so I said, you know, that's actually a very good point. Let's, haha, pun intended. That's a very good idea. So I am adding something to the whole Quilty Math series. There we go. I'll put that one here for now. No, I don't mind. When I was in high school, the song Gloria was popular, and there were a couple of people that started singing it every time they saw me. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Well, I'm going to do that every time now. So I'll make one more. You know what? I don't like this one as a cornerstone, so I'm going to do something really bright and do this orange color. A lot of well-known people are named Gloria. Gloria Gaynor, Gloria Estefan. Is there a Gloria Davis? What other Glorias are there? Gloria Garris. How long is your Quilty Math series going to run, Eric? So I believe the last count there was 6 videos, but then I added one, so 7. So we got about and so we just did the strips and the squares. Next one coming up is the half square triangles. Then we'll do snowball corners. And then, okay, so 1, 2, half square triangles, snowball corners, quarter square triangles. I'm still on the fence about doing half rectangles, but that might be one. Doing a quilt on point. So about 7 more. But this is just the initial series. You know, from time to time, I might add more topics to it as requested. So, yeah. Gloria Swanson. Ooh, I did not think of that one. Have you guys filed your taxes? You know, it's due tomorrow. Unless you're on extension, by the way. My mom said she named me after Gloria Swanson. Oh, okay. Good call there, Chris. And Kim. She was an actress from very early days of films. I've actually heard of her. Not sure how. Okay, so I'm gonna set the rest of these aside because I need to cut the right size rectangle there. But I'm just gonna make 4 patches out of the rest of these, and I'm not gonna really, well, I'm gonna be using them, if not in this quilt, in future quilts, because I've been scrolling on Pinterest a lot, and I've been noticing a lot of quilts that are just squares, and so I kind of want to do some of those. Then this one can go down there, and we will set this one down, and we will sew this, and then this block will be done. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Gloria Vanderbilt. Oh, good one there, Misty. Gloria Rubin. Gloria Steinem. I don't think I've ever heard of Gloria Steinem. Or at least, yeah, I don't think so. Who was she? Is she an actress that I don't know of? Let's do, you know what? These two are very busy, so I'm just gonna sew that. But Gloria Vanderbilt, that is Anderson Cooper's mother. And there is the second one. So let me, I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Not that there's any real rhyme or reason to any of these 4 patches. It's just sewing scraps together and just making sure I got enough contrast between all of it. Yeah, well, yeah, I'll just do it. If I don't like it, I can always take it apart. This one. Yeah, I'm not sure, because these two are very busy prints. I'm not sure if this was the best choice, but I'm gonna go with it anyway. And we'll go with something totally contrasting. Da 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 da. Gloria D. Haven. Let's see. Chris Montour says she was an activist for women. Gloria Steinem. Okay. Wasn't Steinem the journalist who pushed women's liberty for so long? That's Kim asking. Made by Misty says she likes the colors in that one. Thank you, thank you. Bart McKinley says, I like Gloria Vanderbilt jeans. Okay. My, we have some fashionistas in here tonight. Gloria de Haven. Okay, she's another one I've never heard of, I don't think. Gloria Garris now says, yep, I'm right up there with some good ones. Too bad I don't have their monies. Right? Let's see. How many Erics are there? Or who else is named? Or what other celebrity or popular person is named Eric besides me? There's Eric the Red, who was a Viking. Of course, I got teased, when we were studying world history in middle school. Everyone teased me, "Oh, you're Eric the Red," and then they found out what kind of person he was, and they stopped teasing me because, well, he was kind of a, well, excuse me for putting it this way, but he was kind of a badass. And so when they started teasing me, "Oh, it's Eric the Red," I said, "Damn straight." Oh, we turned rainbow again. Here we go, sorry. Eric Clapton, Eric Roberts, Eric Dane, who just recently passed away. May he rest. I'm going to do this one with this one. No, I want the other one. So there's my 4-patch. Let's put this one on the board. And we'll do, let's see. This is one of those strange fabrics where it's kind of blah when I got it. I mean, it was part of someone sent me this years ago, and I didn't know what to do with it. I wasn't in love with the print. So I just decided to kind of cut it up into smaller squares and see if I like it. And it's not bad. It's not my favorite print, but at least I can use it and bear to look at it when it's smaller like this. And when I pair it with a brighter color, I don't mind it. Yeah. It was just not my cup of tea in terms of floral print. And I can understand, well, if you knew the person that actually gave it to me, you would understand why they would pass it along to me. Because they themselves didn't like it. So I'm gonna, but it's not that horrible. Maybe I'll do this. Yeah. Again, no real rhyme or reason to how I pair this up, just making sure that there's enough contrast in these 4 patches. Ah, Eric Estrada. Ooh, good call. Good call on that one, Misty. Hi, Joyce. She said Jamie Foxx's real name is Eric. Oh, I did not know that. Eric Braden. Okay. How is mom doing? Mom is doing good. Last time I talked with her, she's kind of enjoying her new place. We just got her moved into a facility. It's not a care home, but it is a facility for senior citizens that can still, operate independently, but need what's the politically correct word? You guys corrected me on this and I totally forgot what it is. But anyway, she's not, she can get around. She moves around town and stuff, but she's not bedridden yet. Or she's not at that point where these are her last days. So she still has an active life. She is enjoying the social aspect of it because she's made new friends and she started joining the various clubs that they got and activities that they have there. So she's liking it. And she's within walking distance to one of her favorite stores there. So she likes it. She doesn't have to call to get picked up or anything. She can kind of be a little bit more independent. Assisted living. Thank you. Thank you, Misty. So she's taking it in stride, and I knew that she would actually like going or like that facility because of the activities that you can do. She didn't realize that those type of places have things like that. So of course I'm like, do they have a quilting club? Can I join? Because some of them do. Okay, I'm gonna do these two. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. Not think about it too much. And just run with it. Eric Dickerson? Do I know Eric Dickerson? No, I don't. I'll have to look him up. Oh, thank you guys. Assisted living, that's Misty. Assisted living, thank you, Chula. Hi, Mozilla. I don't know if I said hi to you before, but hello. What kind of books are you interested in? I've just been reading or getting into reading, or trying to get back into reading. And well, for those of you that were on live with me on Saturday, you saw the disaster of a book cover. Let's see, is it here? Yep, it's still here. I was making this book cover on Saturday. Now, mind you, this is the first time I've ever made a book cover out of fabric. I know how to do it out of paper, which maybe I should have just done it out of paper, but it's, not bad for a first time, but here's my issue. You see that? It's way too big. So it's not a total loss because I can use this on a future book, but yeah, or a taller book, but I don't know very many books that are that tall. But yeah, that was the project that I did on Saturday during the live. This book is actually, there's the cover, the Heaven and Earth Grocery Store. It was the Barnes & Noble Book of the Year, I want to say 2024, or maybe 25, or maybe earlier than that. But there's the profile picture of the author. But I I am enjoying that book. It's just kind of slow developing because it's got a lot to like a lot of different interesting characters in the storyline. Um, but I am enjoying the book. It's basically, I don't know if it's a murder. I mean, I'm still in the middle of the book, but the opening of the book, they do find a dead body, and I'm kind of like midway through the storyline, and they're trying to figure, well, it, I haven't gotten to the part where how the body got there in the first place, but I am learning about, well, let's see. The story actually involves a whole town that's somewhere in Pennsylvania, and it takes place during the 30s, right before the Depression, and it involves a Jewish community, and a Black community, and a community of other immigrants all in one. And it's kind of the story is kind of reflecting upon what the relationship is with all these groups. But there's some interesting characters in there, so if you do like to read, maybe give this one a try. It's just very slow developing, though. All right. So, but Mozilla, to answer your question, I'm still trying to find out what types of books I like. I do like to read a good autobiography of sorts because I like to learn about stuff, learn about people. So I do have, after this book, I am planning on, I already bought the book. I am planning on reading the biography by David Archuleta. I picked up on that one because I do kind of want to hear what he has to say about the Church of Jesus Christ. Now, not that I'm kind of speaking negatively of the church, but I want to hear his perspective of it. And so that's why I chose that one. But I do like just a good book in general. I am a Harry Potter fan, I will admit. But then again, who really isn't? See what I mean, Eric? Too bad you don't have all those Eric monies. Okay, football. Not sure what you mean by that, Misty. Or independent living. Depends on where you live. Okay. You're making the chandelier quilt? Yes, I am, Robin. Or the chandelier quilt setting. They have a quilting group where my sister lives. Well, that's nice. I don't know if, well, they might have a rule against that, though, because, people at that age, you may not want them operating any kind of machinery. But then again, they do have stoves in the units, which is so totally weird. So there went that idea. Okay, I sewed it on backwards, but you know what? If I didn't tell you, you probably wouldn't have known the difference anyway, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Oh, look at that. That fabric is double-sided in a way. Did not notice that. So I don't want to attach it to that one. I'll just keep that one separate since I have it there. How many of these do I have? Wow. You know, 4-patch units are just easy to accumulate a lot of them. Okay, what do I do next? Just this, and how about the 2 lights? Too similar. Okay, we'll go with this. My sciatic didn't like me sitting. Couldn't sew on Saturday. Aw. Trust me, Mozilla, I know the feeling. Oh boy, do I ever. That is just not something. Why is this one short? Okay, well. That is not something I wish on anybody. Something is wrong with this one. Okay, I'll have to trim that down. Oh, did I sew? Ah, yeah. Okay. You see that? There's a little bit of the other fabric peeking out right there. So that means either I cut this fabric too big or I cut this turquoise fabric too small. So not a big issue. All I just have to do is just kind of trim this side of it to the right size. But I'll set that aside. Good teaching moment, I figure. And I could put these two together. And we'll make the seams nest right there in the middle. Okay. Hi, Michelle the Quilter. Mozilla says her eldest son gave her for Christmas the memoir part 1 about Cher. Ooh. I was going to start singing Cher, but I'm going to spare you guys. Michelle the Quilter says, I followed David Archuleto's career and will probably read his book as well. He seems so happy now. He has a wonderful singing voice. Yep. You know, it's funny because when he was on American Idol, how do I say this? I wasn't like the hugest fan of his. Hello, Linda. Linda's Trendy Threads. Well, thank you for subscribing. I didn't realize that worked. So you're the first one that has a notification. Well, thank you for subscribing. But you know, with David, I do like one of his latest songs, Creme Brulee, and that's what caught my attention, or that's what caught my attention. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Hello. And I started kind of like finding out more about him. I knew he was on American Idol. There was one song that he did do during the competition, which was the Andrew Lloyd Webber, Think of Me. I thought his version of it was really good. But after that, I didn't know much about him. And to tell you the honest truth, I haven't followed any of the American Idol winners, well, except E.M. Tongi, because he's from my home state. But other than that, you know, after the competition, I just kind of lost track of all of them. But when when that song of his came out, and then I started seeing the interviews that he was doing, it kind of piqued my interest to find out more about who he really is, both as an artist and as a person. So, very interesting. Okay, I'm going to sew this one to this. No, I need more colors. There we go. Now you see my secret stash. I'll pull out a little bit more green. Wow, has it been an hour already? Wow. And I'll pull out these. I'm just throwing random colors out there. Yeah, take that. These are all of the same fabric, but I do like this one. A little bit of purple print. I'll throw that one there. I haven't done any of these colors, so I'll throw this into the mix. And whenever I'm sewing 4 patches like this is kind of how I do it. I just take a bunch of fabrics out from this container and just throw them on the table. Mix it up. And this container actually does have a cover. This is actually a food storage container that I found at IKEA. Just throw that out there. And it fits these squares kind of, well, not perfectly, but good enough. And if I want to stack another container, I can, because there's a cover on here. And yes, that is IKEA. I know it's too small for you to see, but it is from IKEA. And you can take a wild guess as to what size these squares are. Let's see, I don't want to do red and yellow. Let's do red and no, not that one, not that one. I'll do this. And I shall attach this one onto here, so we'll do it that way. Let's see, the staff there is to supervise the residents. Okay. Yeah, well, the staff there is actually really nice. We got to talking to some of them. But there's a certain point where even the staff, I mean, just the rules of the facility, like they kind of act more like landlords, or how would you say, like property managers in a way. Because one of the rules is that the staff are not allowed to enter into any of the units unless there is a verified emergency. So if the staff doesn't, like if they don't see you at breakfast, because they do have like a daily breakfast call. And they actually have a cafeteria, which is why it doesn't make sense why they put stoves in the units. But if they don't see someone at breakfast, they do check up on them, knock on the door, and if they don't hear you, they do, in those cases, they will open the door and enter the unit. Maybe, just to check to see, maybe, did you fall? Did you hurt yourself? But other than that, you know, there's kind of strict guidelines as to what they can and cannot do. They are not allowed to assist anyone physically unless the person expressively says, okay, yes, lift me up or help me up. I think they've gotten into trouble with that before, and were very clear about that. And only certain individuals can physically lift a person or assist you with that. So all sorts of rules. Okay. Let's see. Michelle says, yep, Think of Me was great. I've watched American Idol since season 3. Ah, so you watched, I believe that was the season where we had the other Hawaii contestant, Jasmine Trias, on there. And Michelle, let's see. I do the same thing. I keep folding dry racks on the garage for starching. Okay. Hi, Rhonda Barlow. Okay. Michelle, the quilter, says, I like EM Tongi too. Good night, Chris. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging in there. So we're a little over an hour, so I'm going to actually stop here, but I just want to catch up on the comments. Jackie says she sprays in the driveway, then move the rack back into the garage for drying. I do hang dry it too, believe it or not. What I tend to do is I will soak the fabric in, or the yardage. I will literally drench it in starch just so that it gets like paper stiff. Like this. This is kind of old, but this was like paper stiff. And I just like the feeling of fabrics when it's stiff like that. And then I will line dry it, then iron it and such. And again, I just like the feeling of having that stiff fabric. It's easy. It's easier for me to cut and handle, especially if I know I'm going to cut it on the bias. So yeah. Hello, Linda's Trendy Threads. Thank you for subscribing. Rhonda Barlow is here saying 43 watching and only 29 thumbs up. Let's tap the thumbs up. Thank you, Rhonda. Robin Taylor says she's off to Hawaii this weekend for 6 days. I'm jealous. Where are you headed to, Robin? Well, obviously Hawaii, but which island? And Jackie says, yes, it's easier to cut when stiff. Yep, I would agree. I would definitely agree. So, let's see. These blocks behind me. Wait, am I going? No, going this way. This was a work in progress, another work in progress that I have, and I pulled it out because, I don't know. Whenever I'm very indecisive about quilt projects, I pull the blocks out, put it on the design wall, and just leave it there, kind of let it marinate. And when I see it on camera, it kind of confirms something that I was kind of thinking about. And when I look at all of this, it's like really, really busy, even for me. So I'm trying to figure out, here is the actual block. Now, do I put another block right up against it? Do I put sashing in between it? Can I even put it on point like that? I don't know. I'm a little indecisive, so I'm kind of playing around with it. But what do you guys think? For me personally, if I put it like this, let me move that for a second. There's a ton of things going on, and it just makes me dizzy, quite frankly. So I don't know. Put sashing in it, space it out a little bit. And I think where I went wrong with this was I don't mind these crumbs that I used. I think I should have used the same, to make the star points, I should have maybe used the same fabric. I don't know. What do you guys think? Robin's going to Maui. Ooh, that is where my best friend lives right now, who is currently in Japan, which I forgot. And I was wondering why he wasn't texting me back or calling me back. Okay. Jackie votes sashing with cornerstones. Mary votes sashing. Suzanne Taylor will large sashing work. Like this large? Yeah, I mean, I could see it working. Sashing is a great way to actually separate out the blocks, especially when it's really busy prints like that. Let's see, how does this look? If I put the blocks on point, with the sashing. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, putting it on point doesn't really make much of a, it actually, for me at least, especially when I look at it on camera, you lose the star. So forget the on point thing, unless I come up with some other brilliant idea. But I do think that maybe doing sashing is the best option, and do a wide sashing to really give your eye a resting spot and to really kind of distinguish each of the blocks separately. Yeah, I like this look better. Rhonda Barlow says sashing on point. The blocks are interesting in a good way. Okay. Light blue sashing or on point with blue triangles? I could see that. Okay, Rhonda Barlow says no on point. Yeah, okay. Sashing with cornerstones. I can definitely see that too. So we'll have to play around with it. Okay. I'm going to move these off to the side for a moment and just kind of keep it there. Get up there. Okay. So here are the two blocks that I was working on tonight, and these will get put on point. And as someone pointed out, it'll be the chandelier layout. So let me kind of put these others up there just so you can kind of get an idea of what it'll be. Yep. Whoops. Put that one there. Put another one there. And this will go here. No. we'll put a different color there. Let's use this so you can really see it. I know I got more than one in here. Put one there and there. So if you've never seen a chandelier quilt, this is what it kind of looks, or a quilt layout. This is what we refer to it, or this is kind of what it looks like. I can put this there, put this one there. And let's do the blue on here and on here. You can kind of get an idea about it. And in between, in these empty areas here, that's where we're going to put a different kind of block in there. So that's what it kind of looks like. So you can get an idea. And this will be part of the Quilting Math series. This is the block that someone requested for me, or the quilt top that someone requested on how to do a quilt on point. So this is what I'm coming up with. Okay, guys, I am gonna call it a live. So I do want to say thank you guys for joining me here tonight. Too much mumble jumble otherwise. Yeah, I would agree with you, Gloria. Yep. Okay, they look really nice. Well, thank you, Michelle. So that is it for tonight. I am not planning on doing any other live for the rest of this week because there's a big deadline for work, and I'm also going to be traveling, road trip this weekend, so I won't do anything this weekend. And again, I do want to mention that coming up on April 26th, that is a Sunday, the final Sunday of the month, I am holding a Zoom for about 2 hours. It's going to start at 12 noon Pacific time and will run till about 2 p.m. This is for anybody that is following the Quilting Math series and they need to ask questions. It'll be a live Q&A session, but it will be on Zoom. You can email me at treasureheartcreations@gmail.com. Let me throw the email in the chat, and we'll give you the information to all of that. For those of you that have been joining the treasure or the regular monthly Zooms, you are more than welcome to join, and we are going to be kind of doing our normal shenanigans again, but the primary reason for this Zoom is to just have people who need the help. This is their opportunity to ask questions, and it's probably going to be very quick, or it's probably not just going to be like questions. People are probably going to just kind of come and hang out like we normally do. So again, I would ask that if you guys are available, and again, if you've been already joining the Zooms, just come and hang out with us, and you can help me answer some of these questions too. All right, guys. Pretty. Thanks for sharing. Oh, thank you, Denise. Thank you, Suzanne Taylor. She's saying safe travels. We're not really going that far. We're just kind of venturing around outer Las Vegas, I should say. All right, guys, that is it for tonight, and I will see you hopefully. Maybe we'll make this a regular thing again on Tuesday nights. So, but until then, let's all get out there. Let's all create something. Bye for now.